Nigeria grapples with a critical challenge as a substantial 80% of its total revenue is allocated to debt servicing, a concerning trend that has continued since December 2022. This financial strain intensifies with a significant decrease in federal funding for crucial sectors, particularly health, which witnessed a decline from 5.97% in 2012 to 3.3% in 2019. In this report, Dorcas Yakubu examines Nigeria's fiscal policy direction and its impact on the economy.
According to data from Datafight, the health sector allocation marginally improved to 5.7% in the 2023 budget. However, the education sector faces consistent challenges with only 6.47 trillion naira allocated over 7 years. The highest education allocation was 745 billion naira in the 2019 budget, but subsequent years saw a decline, reaching 5.4% in 2022 due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and the resultant debt crisis.
Today, 98% of our income is what we're using to service debt. What remains of our income is just 2%. And so what would that do for us? All right, we have a budget for 2024, a federal budget of 28 trillion. And our revenue is not up to 10 trillion, it's about 10 trillion or thereabouts. Okay, and then we are using 98% of that, for instance, to service debts, and we're just left with 2%.
The debt to GDP ratio has breached the self-imposed limit, standing at 45.4%, while the debt servicing to revenue ratio has reached 73.5%, surpassing the recommended 50% threshold. These unsustainable public debt level necessitates a reassessment of government spending and revenue generation.
It's very unfortunate we live in a society where a government will spend money and nobody will account for it through this auditing process. If you look back at the audit reports for the couple of years, there are funds that have been paid directly into people's purses, mismanaged for several reasons. But nobody is asking those questions. Nobody is demanding accountability. That's where I question That's where I question the anti-corruption agencies on the work they need to do.
Stakeholders are advocating tax incentive administration, regular audits, and reduced dependency on international and private creditor borrowing to end the fiscal crisis. They stress the urgency for government attention to the health and education sectors to facilitate nation building.
If government is able to educate the citizens, the government will not worry itself about job, because when people have the knowledge, the skill, they can be able to on their own to source for job.
Tax expenditure is revenue forgone by government, revenue that should have accrued to government that they've given off as incentives to encourage establishment of businesses within the country. But the governance process for tax expenditure is done in such a way that it shortchanges government rather than bring the benefits that tax expenditure brings to other nations.
The Nigerian government stands at a pivotal moment in economic management. Through strategic policy adjustments, enhanced transparency and responsible fiscal practices, it can navigate these challenges and set the course for sustainable economic growth and stability. Dorcas Yakubu, Trust TV News, Abuja.